He's one of Canada's most renowned experts in pediatric HIV care.
As a pediatrician, he was interested in maternal child transmission. He reversed the transmission to almost zero.
Stan is loved, respected, revered in the Bahamas.
I was born in Stettler, but our family home and where I grew up was the village of Bashaw. None of my family, no one that I knew had been to university. There was no doctor in the village. So there was no such thing as a medical role model for me, and I never had to go to the doctor. The only reason that I went to medical school was that a teacher, probably in the 7th grade, said, you can probably do anything you want to with your life, even become a doctor. Then I got into medical school and I got a job at the Charles Camsell Hospital. I learned some lab techniques, and so I took emergency weekend lab calls for my room and board. So I lived at the Charles Camsell for most of my medical school, and I did my pediatric training at New York Hospital, which is Cornell University. I did some moonlighting in an STI clinic. And in this clinic, we were starting to see people with strange illnesses that we didn't really understand. Shortly after that, I actually moved to Toronto and took up a position at Sick Kids in Infectious Diseases. Around that time, the three of us set up the first AIDS clinic in Toronto.
And with his compassion, he ensured that persons living with AIDS found decent housing. He was one of the founding directors of 2 houses where persons living with AIDS were able to live. He sat on boards.
So I set up a clinic in about 1987, the HIV/AIDS Family-Centered Care Program at Sick Kids.
Stan really has been a national and international leader in pediatric HIV care, and one of the leaders in addressing mother-to-child transmission in Canada and dramatically reducing that and effectively eliminating that in Canada. Something that we were very successful in helping the Russians address. And likewise, Stan has been very involved in the Caribbean and Cambodia and really around the world, recognized as an international expert in the field.
Ours was the largest population of persons living with AIDS in the Caribbean. The mother-to-child transmission was 30%, and he got it to a 0%.
For 12 or 15 years, in addition to working with their AIDS program, I was their pediatric consultant. I was also then head of infectious diseases at Sick Kids and moving back and forth. With improved treatment, infected children themselves have been leading pretty normal lives.
Is a great humanitarian. He is someone who cares deeply about helping people and the well-being of others.
If I had the authority, I would give Stan a knighthood